Are you like really good at mathematics? I can do math in my head, and I have a thing for numbers. Those numbers you've been spewing out today, they're gonna ring in my head. Like I'll remember those in many cases. I can remember a phone number, but I won't remember a name or something, or those license plates. I'll see license plates. So, were you really good at mathematics, or is there something there?
I was originally, to be honest, I was originally very good at mathematics. I'm going back now a long, long time in my early career. But strangely enough, as my career advanced, I kind of let mathematics go because I was far more interested in the experimental aspects of science than I was in the mathematics. Mathematics is important for those people who really enjoy working in the theoretical domain, of course, because it enables the mathematicians to discover relationships between various aspects of the natural world, natural phenomena. So it is extremely important. And of course, so much of the science that we have today in relation to cosmology comes from the work of Albert Einstein, who was, of course, one of the most brilliant mathematicians that ever lived. And actually, in my lab here, on the other side of the lab here, I have a lovely photograph of Albert Einstein. But this guy here that I mentioned earlier, Michael Faraday, he was much more like me in the sense of he really enjoyed experimental science. And so he wasn't a mathematician. However, what happened with Michael Faraday's work, who was showing the relationships between electricity and magnetism primarily, all of the very careful work that Michael Faraday conducted was then given to other scientists to figure out the mathematics, and this is how we've ended up today with electromagnetic theory as a result of the mathematicians who took Michael Faraday's work. And James Clerk Maxwell is one of the primary guys that comes to mind. He was a Scottish mathematician, but there were others. But anyway, this is how we have electromagnetic theory as a result of people like Michael Faraday, and then presenting his work to James Clerk Maxwell and others, who then figured out the mathematics behind these physical parameters that had been discovered. So mathematics is very important, but for the work that I engage in, not so important. I'm far more interested in the physical, experimental science.
Well, and that's funny you brought up Albert Einstein, because I felt like there was days I was connected to him. My hair is all crazy. And then I go to look up something and he's connected to it as I'm researching it. I'm like, I've become Albert Einstein for the moment to be, it's like you almost embody that person in a way to bring that information out. So I can understand why you're talking about these people that when you connect with the right, they always say you become who you hang out with. So yeah, I can understand. Right.
There's a quote actually on this poster that I have of Einstein talking about his challenges with mathematics. If you have challenges with mathematics, just think about my challenge with mathematics. That's not a direct quote, but it's something along those lines. Basically, he wasn't the most brilliant mathematician. In fact, he had to actually obtain information from many other mathematicians in order to develop the math needed, for special relativity and general relativity. So he had to, reach out to other mathematicians to develop his own ability in math, which was a little bit limited at the time. But what he was brilliant at, what he was literally a genius at, was his imagination, and he just had a fabulous imagination. And it's certainly one of my strengths as well, my imagination and my, just general curiosity, I would say, is one of my strengths, because I just have a very curious mind.
And that's where we all should be every day, because there's no way we know everything. And there's multiple perspectives for every single situation, even to a math problem. It can be done more than one way.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So it's funny because when my daughter's in school and and I tell her, I go, your math teacher's going to ask you to do it one way, but if you can get the answer on your own, believe yourself, trust yourself, because there's other ways to do this, to find a solution. So